Privatize gains, socialize losses is the new mantra for banks and corporations in America.
Hey guys, before I forget, if you want to know what to say to a seller to buy their house at 60 cents on a dollar, then listen up. Or if you want to learn how to take over house payments from a seller, exactly what to tell them over the phone, or if you're cold calling them, if you're going to their home, I have the perfect course. It's a full day course. It's 7+ hours of training where you can listen to us talk to motivated sellers right over the phone. You get to hear what we ask, what questions we ask, how do we know if they're motivated or if they're not, how do we negotiate a takeover payment program, how do we negotiate to buy their house at 60 cents on a dollar minus repairs, aka wholesale price. How do we do all that? Okay, it's all live. You can listen to it. This is not pre-staged. These are live hot sellers, and there's all types of sellers out there. And we recorded the phone conversation with the sellers, and you can actually listen in live. So if you're interested, go to call.mrnofluff.com. Call.mrnofluff.com.
Hey gang, this is Mike with Mr. No Fluff, and if you don't realize, in 2006, what happened is the bankers stole the wealth of the middle class and the working class before the crash. After the crash, they took everyone's homes, and on top of that, we bailed them out. Same thing happened with the top too big to fail corporations in America. Now, the same thing is happening right now with the bankers again and the elite corporations, where when it's time for them to make profits, they're a private company. But when it's time to take the losses, then they're a public company, and everyone, has to bear their weight. And I don't think that's fair, because the average entrepreneur, if he or she makes mistakes, there's no one to bail him out. The average mom and dad that has to work, 2 jobs or has to leave their kids at the daycare, there's no one to bail them out. And so I don't think it's fair for 2 big corporations to get bailed out or get government contracts or, subsidies or tax breaks because for whatever reason. Okay, because that doesn't, allow the playing field to be even for what is true capitalism. So it doesn't make sense. If it were capitalism and they have private gains or private profits for themselves, then when it's time to pay up the Reaper Man for making mistakes, then they got to pay up themselves. Excuse me, I'm drinking some of my tea. All right, so this is the new mantra. And we're going to see this more and more as interest rates, if they hit up to the negative interest rates, that when we put our money into banks, instead of, banks keeping our money safe, they're telling us right off the bat that, we have to pay them to hold our money. This is on top of all the other fees that they're going to charge you, that they have already been charging you, from ATM fees to minimum balance fees to your statement fee to your online X or Y or Z fee or whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's a never-ending fee for them, and all they do is just be intermediately, because it's not even their own money. And in return, they have the biggest skyscrapers in the world, okay? All over the world, the bankers. That's why in Iran, when they had a protest, they were smart. They went and burned the central banks, right? Because that's one of the major cause of all the cruelty, because some people can print the money with the printing machine, while the majority of the other businesses, people, corporations have to go work for it or trade for it by creating a new gadget or creating a new product or service, where the people close to the printing press are just getting it for free. And so we're in an era of killing the entrepreneurs. So if you want to be a small mom and pop, you want to be a fix and flipper, you got to jump through so many hoops. If you want to start your own lemonade stand, you got to go get a license. If you want to do whatever you want to do, hairstyle, so many things you want to do, you're going to have to get so many licenses and pay the big brother so much money, is because they don't want competition. They just want two or three car dealerships. They don't want to have, car manufacturers. They don't want to have hundreds or 20, 50, car manufacturers. I don't know why, because that makes the product better. It just makes competition, price lower, and more choices. Basically, it's an illusion because there's only a couple of handful of companies that own everything. Like, for example, if you ever research Kraft, right, or Hunt's, they own so many different parts of the industry, of the food to media and so on, which makes you realize that, man, they're definitely programming you from what you eat to what you watch, because it's all the elites that own everything. And like I brought to you guys in my kid's handbook, I buy books for her, and she's not even 2 years old, and they're introducing her to ice cream and pizza and sugar, and she's not even 2 years old. I don't know why would anyone introduce their kids to this stuff, especially in a book, at all places. You're trying to get education, to get empowerment, but they're teaching your kids to eat junk food. Now, some people may like junk food, and I'm not dissing on you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but the facts are that junk food, processed food, kills you, and the statistics are on the government websites, guys. Like the Center of Disease Control, whatever you want to call it, you just Google it, okay? The leading causes of death. So you want to believe it or not, but the facts are there, and the same people that are killing you are the ones that own the pharmaceutical companies, that own the TV stations, that are getting the money for free, the funny money for free from the bankers, where everyone else is working for that free money by having a FICO score, a credit score, a certain type of this, certain type of debt to income ratio. Why the big corporations are just getting their money for free, and then they're able to create stocks where they sell to people on the stock market, to 401s, to pensions, and make more money that way. And their businesses are overvalued. Like I brought to you guys, multiple home builders right now in this economy that are, for every dollar they bring in, they have to borrow $5, and no college or high school education would that be ever called a successful business. But in the real world, they're a $1 billion company. People buy their stocks. CEOs are making billions, but whoever's holding the sack of stocks probably is going to, not financial advice, probably is going to be burnt in this crash, because how can you have a business that for every dollar you bring in, you have to borrow 4.7%, 5%? 5 times that amount. Doesn't make sense, okay? But there are companies out there. If you don't believe me, just go to my YouTube channel and dig in there. I brought them to you less than like a month ago, guys. So that said, sounds like doom and gloom is going to be doom and gloom for a lot of people, because this is the Titanic. They're not seeing the music, but at the same time, there's a lot of profits to be made in, just like Warren Buffett. I don't like the gentleman or dislike him, but he and I are thinking the same, because cash is king, and if you have cash and you're willing to risk, keep part is risk to buy assets that are going to be 50%, 40% off what they currently are. If it's real estate, if it's stocks, if it's businesses, then it's a great opportunity, right? Is anyone that wants to get into real estate, is a great opportunity. So if you're interested in getting into real estate, I have a system where I teach you how to work with motivated sellers, how to find them, how to negotiate with them. And the most important thing is this system allows you to buy houses, like rental houses, fix and flip, or even become a wholesaler without having a pile of cash, with little cash, with no experience and no credit, because I show you how to find motivated sellers that are willing to just let you become your private bank and become, or in other words, let you just take over their payments, okay? Or you'll find motivated sellers that want to sell their home at 60 cents on a dollar minus repairs. Not retail, but at a deep discount. If you're interested in any of that, then you should definitely join my academy. You get unlimited access to all my courses and monthly coaching for a very low price, less than a dinner for two guys. Okay, to get more information about that, go to academy.mrnofluff.com. Academy.mrnofluff.com. If you want to listen to how to talk to sellers, what to say to them so you can get the deal fast over the phone or in person, so you can get the deal where the seller becomes your bank, aka owner financing, or if you want to know what to say exactly to sellers to buy their house at a deep discount, wholesale price, then you definitely want to go check this out. Go to calls.mrnofluff.com, calls.mrnofluff.com, and you can download my full day boot camp seminar where I show you live calls that we've done with homeowners where we're negotiating to buy their home by just taking over their payments, or we're negotiating to buy their home at a deep discount, wholesale price. If you're interested in listening to these live calls, cold calling calls, negotiation calls, then definitely go to calls.mrnofluff.com. This is a pre-launch for this product, so you can get it for pennies on the dollar, guys. Pennies on the dollar. Don't wait long because the price will go up, as you already know. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Click the like button. Don't take no for an answer. And remember, in my opinion, not financial advice, the best time is coming for very few people, and the pain's about to come for many people. Thanks for watching. Much love.